to the lover Elroy, the God who sees us. Being spiritual and being religious are not the same thing. You know, when most people hear the word spirituality, they imagine incense, calm music, maybe someone meditating on a mountaintop. When they hear religion, they imagine rituals, rules, idols, flowers, fire, and most often fear of doing the wrong thing. I've seen it. But here's the thing, spirituality and religion, they are actually cousins. They might live in the same house, but they sleep in different rooms, eat different meals, and sometimes they don't even talk to each other. Let me tell you a story. I once met a man, let's call him Ravi. Ravi goes to a temple every Sunday. He knew every ritual by heart, every prayer, every rule about what he could eat, what he could speak, how he should bow and pray to God. He was religious, he followed the map, every step carefully. His life was chaotic. He carried resentment, fear, anxiety. He had no idea that inside him there was a silent river quietly asking to flow. But he kept building dams, brick by brick, thinking ritual alone would give him peace. Yes, for some it does, but only for some amount. Then one day he got curious. He stumbled upon spirituality. Not a temple, not a priest, not a rule, but a quiet moment. A walk in a secluded forest near his home, and he found a stranger there. A conversation with that stranger stayed in his mind long after it ended. A book that didn't give him answers but asked him questions. For the first time, he realized he had been reading the map all along but never walking the land. Religion, Ravi learned, is the map. It tells you where to go, what is allowed, and what is forbidden. Spirituality is like walking in the forest, feeling the wind on your face, trusting your instincts, getting lost, and then finding your way. Let me explain it in this way. Consider religion as a recipe. It tells you the ingredients, the temperature, the time. Follow it correctly, and yes, you can make a perfect cake. Spirituality is like opening your fridge at 3 a.m., grabbing whatever is there, tossing in some magic, and discovering a flavor you never knew existed. Messy? Yes. Thrill? Yes. Chaotic? Definitely. But it's worth it now. And the fascinating part, science actually shows us this. Yeah, trust me. Studies in psychology suggest that people who identify as spiritual but not religious often report higher personal well being, creativity, and emotional resilience compared to those who identify strictly with organized religion. Yes, it's true. Why? Because spirituality encourages internal exploration, personal connection, and self guided growth rather than following rules imposed externally. You see, religion often answers what you must do, while spirituality asks, who are you? Let me give you another story. A woman named Mira, she meditated daily, read scriptures, and followed all her religious duties. But she constantly felt incomplete, like I did, like you do. Then one day, she decided to write letters to herself, to her fears, to the universe. She realized her prayers were not just about asking for something, they were about listening. Spirituality doesn't just fill you with answers, it never does. It teaches you to feel the question. And here's where it gets fun. Religion can sometimes be like a well behaved puppy. Loyal, disciplined, predictable. Yes, it obeys you. Spirituality is like a tiger, it's like a lion that lives in the wild. It doesn't follow commands, it tests, it teaches, roars, and if you listen carefully, it will guide you into the forest. But it will never do it on your schedule. It is never about the timing, also. Statistics, stories, metaphors that I said, they all end in one single point. Religion and spirituality can coexist, but one does not guarantee the other. You can be religious and spiritually empty. You can be spiritual and completely irreligious. You can be both. You can be neither. The soul doesn't care about labels, it cares about the truth and awareness of who you are to yourself. And let me give you a little secret. When you start choosing spirituality over ritual, you don't stop being religious. You simply stop letting rules define your relationship with the divine, with the universe, or even yourself. You stop fearing, you start seeing, you start feeling, and finally living. And here's the paradoxical beauty, as I always say. Spirituality teaches that life will never be perfect, but your perception of it can be. Religion gives structure, spirituality gives freedom. And when both are aligned in your own way, just like Ravi and Mira eventually discovered, you get the rarest thing in the world: clarity without confinement, devotion without fear, and love without conditions. By the way, it's called unconditional love. I love the term. That's beautiful. So the next time someone tells you you must follow this rule to be spiritual, smile, laugh at them. It's okay. Because spirituality isn't a rule. Finding God was never about a particular path. It would have been easy if everyone walks on the same path. No, everybody has a different journey. It's a dance between curiosity and courage, between the storm outside and the silence inside, between the questions you never asked and the answers you already carry. Walk your path, read your map, explore the forest, and remember, being religious does not make you spiritual. Being spiritual might make you whole. I can guarantee it. So, yes, love to Elroy, the God who sees us.